separate because to me these felt like very different kind of problems. And then tomorrow you're going to have 4 questions for your little test. And no, I haven't decided what type of test I'm going to give tomorrow. I'm either trying to decide between the test of just word problems or a test that covers like the whole unit. I mean, like, it'd be dumb if I asked you for a preference. I feel like I know what everybody would choose. But if I have you take a test on everything, I would also, give it a different method. Like, it wouldn't be a normal test where you take it all on your own. Like maybe I would just let you use your packets or maybe the last 5 minutes or group, something like that. So it's either going to be 4 questions on word problems on its own, or I'm going to give a whole test that you would be given a lot of options for. And so if it's the whole test, then that just means you'd have like 1 or 2 questions about graphing, substitution, elimination, and then word problems. So it really wouldn't take much longer. I just haven't decided which style I should give. I was partially thinking it might be a good idea to give a test about everything just to see how you guys are progressing. So I guess we'll make up our mind tomorrow. I know tomorrow is a shortened hour because it's Wednesday, so it's not like I would make the test very long. No matter which test you're taking, it's going to be made to be done in like half hour. I don't know. Any kind of questions before we start today? I see you guys are very curious today. Okay. I forget who I was going to say. I thought I told somebody they could roll today. Or is that a different hour? I know I wanted somebody who hasn't been able to roll before. You've never rolled?
Never.
Okay. Kai has never rolled. Mainly because you've had chances before. What? Oh, I was trying to say Kai. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think of that. You guys are right in a row, too.
I was here my name.
Yeah. Well, I've always called him Bokai, but apparently you want Kai. Sure. Whoa, that's quite the roll. 21. Who's 21? So I think it goes, 18 right there, Charlie? Yeah. Past 18, the deaths are all over the place. Did you get called again? Why don't you just say so? Why do you wait until we find out it's your death? Okay. Now on this one, we're kind of guided because we're told what the letters should stand for. That was usually the first thing we tried to do yesterday. To me, this one's just written quite different. Do you need a drink? Okay. It's just written quite different, so it feels very different to me. So it says the sum of 2 numbers is 92. Their difference is 20. Find the 2 numbers. So it's much more direct in telling us what the equations are going to be, but it's also indirect in that it's using words you may not remember. Do you remember what the sum means? Adding. Okay. So how would we write that we're adding those 2 numbers? Good. And I know it's written here. I'm just going to ignore that. This one's intended as the first example earlier. Okay. And then it says their difference is 20, so difference represents good. Now the part of this that I don't necessarily like is it doesn't tell you which order is which. What's weird is that it actually doesn't matter. We have no idea which one is the first number or second number. So it doesn't matter which one's in which order. But then we would solve it from there. Who was the other one that you rolled? I think 2 of them came out, didn't it? Or you can just roll again. Other way. That way.
I think it's that 20. No, 37.
37, I don't know, the one empty desk. If you roll all the way, the ball falls onto that little slide and comes to you. Yeah. 5? Really, that's 2 days in a row. So, we're not gonna take too long to solve all of this. What would be the easiest way to solve this one though? So you basically are choosing between substitution or elimination.
Elimination.
Okay, elimination for sure, because it's already set up that if we added those y's would cancel out. So then you get 2x, no y's, 112. Why do I gotta do this? 56. And then to find the second number, I suppose we should just find the second number. Let's roll, have somebody tell me how to do the second number. 18. These are all the same numbers from yesterday, aren't they? Okay, Charlie, how do I find a second number?
Plug in the number for x
Where? But you're correct.
in one of the equations.
Perfect. So you just pick any equation and you put that number in for x. Sure, we'll go with that one. So x plus y is 92, and then we just figured out that x is 56. So that means we can put 56 in for every x. And now I gotta subtract those in my head. Okay, so y is 36. Sure. Now, like I said, it doesn't actually matter which one you call the first number and second number. If for some reason you had labeled these differently and you found out that this was x and this was y, that's still correct. Like, I don't think there's anything that says they have to be in numerical order or anything. No. So, we're just looking for 2 answers. Okay, should we start question 1 together probably? The example question up above was definitely the easiest one because it just said add, subtract.
Will this all be in the text? Will this all be in the text?
Yeah.
Is this too not just, are these the word problems?
Yeah. Oh, these are still considered word problems for sure. So they're just considered word problems because they write things out in sentences. They're definitely less of a word problem than what we did yesterday where there was some kind of a situation associated with it. At most, you'll have 2 of these and 2 of the other type. At most. $30? 3. Should we start off by saying what we should make x and y, or is that obvious by now? Or?
Well, we could have made like x the first number and y the second.
Perfect. And again, it doesn't matter what letters you use. Okay, so now the first sentence says the difference of 2 numbers is 16. How do I write the difference again?
X minus y equals 16.
Okay. Now the second sentence is where I thought for sure we'd want to do this together. The greater number is 5 less than 4 times the smaller number. Any thoughts, or do you want me to help you out with this? Okay. So first thing I'll point out is that the word is usually represents an equal sign. And when these sentences are written, they traditionally write them very like literal. I mean, like that's what literal means, right? Words. The greater number, we have no idea which one's the greater number, so it doesn't actually matter. So we can just put one of them. So the greater number is. The hardest part about this second part of the sentence, 5 less than.
What just flips it over?
What does that mean?
It flips it.
You're correct. I think you're just having trouble saying how to say it, but you're correct. Does anybody know how we would write 5 less than?
4 minus y, or 4y minus 5.
The minus 5 would go at the end. Yeah, I mean, you said it correct. So 5 less than means you're gonna have minus 5 at the end. You're subtracting 5 from something. And then 4 times the smaller number is pretty direct and, obvious. So then that ends up being the second sentence, and it pretty much will always go like that. If I look up here, the difference of 2 numbers is saying subtracting 2 numbers is 16. The word is and are, like the different tense, they always represent the equal sign. Okay, so we've got x equals 4y minus 5. We should go with another person. That was a lot of work. You did a good job. 25.
Nobody.
That was a smart move today.
That's right.
Boy, the numbers are all over the place. What would be the best way to solve this? Substitution or elimination?
Substitution.
Okay, how come? But you're right.
The x is by itself.
Okay, it's perfect. It says x equals. So because one of them says x equals or y equals, substitution is going to be the easier option because it's set up for it. So I'm going to put that in place of x. Okay, so instead of writing an x, I'm going to write 4y minus 5. The parentheses are kind of useless because I'm not multiplying anything. So on the next line, I just would take them off. I usually write the parentheses first to find out if I'm going to need them. And if I don't need them, then I take them off. And if you can do that in your head, that's fine. Like, you don't necessarily have to write it out. Kai, let's have somebody tell me how to solve it from here. Make sure we have practice.
Nobody's there.
Nobody's there. Four. Boy, that first row's just getting a lot of work these last 2 days. Anna, how would I go about finishing that? How would you do it? There's multiple orders we could do it. What would you do first? Do you have any?
Start out a little bit and
Yes, I was gonna ask if you want me to help you a little bit. Okay. So, some people like to write this, it's not necessary, but some people do. If I have 2 letters on the same side, are you trying to decide whether you should like add one or like cancel them or? So, if I want to move something to the other side, that's when I do the opposite, okay? But since these are both on the same side, I can just combine them. They're like terms. So if I do 4y minus 1y, what do I get? Perfect, 3y. So I'm going to write 3y minus 5 instead of writing 2 different ones. Okay? I bet it feels a little bit easier now because it looks more like a normal equation. What would we do next? We're trying to get the y all by itself, right? So at some point, I want to cancel the minus 5 and the 3, but you just have to figure out which one to do first. You got a 50-50 guess, yes. So the plus 5 first? Yeah, plus 5. You want to cancel the one that's farther away from it. So like the 3 is going to be the very last thing because it's directly on the 1. Now, to answer you from before, you can divide everything by 3. The reason we don't is because it would not work out great. This divided by 3 is good, this divided by 3 isn't, this divided by 3 isn't. So we're basically picking this one first because it's easier. Okay, so we got 3y equals 21. Divide by 3. That. Okay. Yeah, sure, we'll go with somebody else. Nice job. I know it was under pressure. 32. Another person that volunteered their desk up so quickly. How do I find the second number? We've got a lot of choices. So we got our first answer. So you want to go through and pick any equation that's up there. Okay? We basically only have two regular ones to pick from. Okay, how come? Just cause? You don't need a reason. I was just asking why. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter one bit which one you pick. So I'm gonna put this number in place of y because we figured out that answer. And then how do I finish it? How do I finish the last step? I'm trying to block the glare. Why do you sit there if you can't read the board? There definitely is other spots you can pick if you want. Like, I'm not gonna make you sit there if you can't see everything. Plus 7. I just don't have room to write plus 7. Has it been like that basically every day? Oh. Oh, weird. Or if it's like the time of day or amount of sun or whatever. Okay. Yes, you can always move if you can't see the board. Okay, sure, one more. 16. What kind of music are we gonna listen to today? Wait, what? Back up.
Since you were talking, I stopped my music.
Oh, I wasn't accusing you of listening to music.
No,
I meant, what should we listen to while we work today?
I don't know.
What are you listening to?
Anything. I don't have a preference.
Wait, what?
I don't have a preference.
What? Oh. Do you want to pass it on to somebody else?
Sure.
Okay. How can you guys lie about your music tastes? Everybody listens to something specific all the time. And I think people are just too embarrassed by their music choices or something. 24. You have no clue. You have a pair of headphones sitting right there. No, I know you're not right now. You guys act like I'm trying to accuse you. What do you normally like to listen to? You guys lie terribly. So when your parents put on NPR in the car, you don't care. You're happy to listen to it. Minnesota Public Radio. Does anybody have something you want to listen to? Not country. Okay, I'm okay with that. We can't do Christmas either.
We should just go like the pop radio.
Pop radio. Is that what you were going to say?
I was gonna say anything but that, but.
Oh, wow, okay.
Just some kind of rock is nice.
Some kind of rock?
Yeah. Like any genre.
Let's look for pop rock. I don't even know if that exists. I don't know if that exists, but we will look for it.